After two devastating losses by just 1 point, the Golden State Warriors are coming off a huge win against the 76ers, 119-107. And something pretty interesting has happened since they first lost the Lakers 3 games ago, and it looks like Draymond Green's return is actually making the Golden State Warriors better. That's exactly what we're going to talk about on today's show. I am your host of Warriors Today by Chat Sports, Allie Barefoot. So let's go on ahead and dive right in. But first things first, I need you guys to go on ahead and hit that sub button for me for all things Dub Nation. The NBA trade deadline is just 9 days away, and if you want everything, breaking news, trade rumors, Warriors news and rumors, you're going to find it right here at Warriors Today by Chat Sports. So hit that sub button for me. Let's break down this date by date. Of course, Draymond Green did have a 27-day suspension, I believe it was. It was ruled indefinite at the beginning, but then he came back towards the middle of January on the 15th. Green demands better defense from the Warriors after they lost to the B team, essentially, of the Memphis Grizzlies. That was Green's first game back playing for the Warriors since the suspension. Then on the 25th, 10 days later, he played his most minutes since the suspension. The 27th, he enters the Warriors starting lineup. And then last night, they did win against the 76ers, 119-107, and Draymond Green's defense was a huge part of that. He did hold Joel Embiid to shoot 5 field goals for 18, despite a pretty unhealthy Joel Embiid. Still, that's huge to have Draymond Green play the center position and be able to do that. And the most important thing here is the Warriors' defensive rating as a whole has gotten better since Draymond Green has returned, which the defensive woes have been a huge issue for the Warriors for about the entire season. Thankfully, Draymond Green has improved this Dubs defense. The defensive rating the last 3 games, as you can see, the double overtime game with the Lakers was horrible. Draymond Green did start in that ball game, I will admit, but 136.7 is terrible. You lost by 1. Then you played the Kings. Defensive rating a lot better than the Lakers, but still not the best. 114.2, 1 point loss to the Kings. And then against the 76ers, that's the difference. A 110 defensive rating is fantastic for the Golden State Warriors taking on a top 5 team in the NBA Eastern Conference. And like I said, Embiid did not have a good game either because of the defensive rating from the Golden State Warriors and primarily Draymond Green. 5 for 18 from the field with Green defending him, which was big time. I know Embiid wasn't the healthiest player on the court last night, and there was no Tyrese Maxey, and you can make any excuse you want to if you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan, but that was a true team win by the Golden State Warriors on both sides of the ball. So now I have this question. Is this the turning point? Because something seems to be a little bit crazy here in the fact that Draymond Green now seems to be the voice of reason on the Golden State Warriors roster. We've always known he's been a huge presence in the locker room, and he's been very vocal. He's got his own podcast. He is not afraid to speak his mind, and as we all know, show his actions. So the fact that he has now become a mentor to especially the younger guys has been huge since Draymond Green has rejoined the Warriors this month. The number one person that had something fantastic to say about Draymond Green was Jonathan Kuminga, who's been having a fantastic month of January. He said, it's great to have the leader of the team giving you that confidence, giving you that leadership. It's not like we lost it. It's that every other day, no matter if we have the confidence or not, he's hyping me and Andrew Wiggins up no matter what, which is huge for somebody like Jonathan Kuminga, who's 21 years old, and Andrew Wiggins, who has been extremely struggling with his self-confidence this season. So to come in after a 27-day suspension and make a difference on your team, that shows me there was some sort of improvement with the indefinite suspension. But that's just my opinion. The reason why we even have Warriors Today is so that we can hear your opinion. I speak, give you the facts, and in return, you give me your opinion as well. So here's my question to you guys. Do you think the indefinite suspension helped Draymond? I know there was a lot of speculation out there whether or not he was going to come back and get suspended 3 games later because he punched somebody and he got mad. But it looks like Draymond could be stepping on the other foot. So type Y for yes, type N for no. And you guys are going to want to stick around for the second half of the show because coming up, we're going to break down what Draymond's leadership has actually done on the court for Andrew Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga. And this is huge because the NBA trade deadline is 9 days away, and one of those players may not be on the Warriors within 2 weeks. So before I get into any of that stuff, I do want to tell you guys about the #1 daily fantasy sports app in America right now, and that's Prize Picks. Prize Picks is so much fun to play. I'm literally playing it every single game day because it's super easy to use. It takes less than 60 seconds to pick between 2 to 6 players and just pick more or less on their projected stats, and you can win up to 25 times your money on any entry. I have won over 15 entries on Prize Picks, and what's even better is that right now they've got a promo going on. It's Green Goblins and Red Demons. If you see my pick here on Kevin Durant to have more than 1.5 3-point shots made, well, that's a Green Goblin. Easier pick, but payout's not as much. If you see a red version of those guys, it's a harder pick, but that payout can be up to 100 times more. I went on ahead and took it easy today. I did a Green Goblin, and then I just did a basic Prize Picks of more than 22 points for Kyle Kuzma. But you can do NBA, NFL, collegiate, professional, you name it. Prize Picks has it all. Just go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Be sure to use promo code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100 and watch yourself win some real money in real time. Because Draymond Green did miss a huge chunk of the Warriors season, Chris Paul has missed time with injuries, Moses Moody, Gary Payton, there's been some new roles on the Golden State Warriors roster. I mean, Steve Kerr just figured out what the starting lineup is after 40-plus games 3 games ago. And overall, he does want to use Jonathan Kuminga and Andrew Wiggins on the floor together. But newsflash, they suck together. Guess who doesn't suck with them? Draymond Green. Let's break down this tweet by Joe Vire saying that in the 5 games since Draymond Green has returned from suspension, his addition to the Andrew Wiggins-Jonathan Kuminga pairing has been exquisite. Look at what the two players have been able to do. Somehow, with Draymond Green being the anchor big in all of this, they're now plus 50 in 85 minutes of play. Their defensive rating is through the roof, which we knew it would be because both of their athleticism is through the roof. 98.4. Their net rating, 29.8, and their offensive rating, 128.2. Draymond Green is physically making a difference and mentally making a difference for both of these players. And what's even better about having a voice like Draymond, whether you like him or not, people listen to Draymond Green. When he speaks, people are going to tune into his podcast. They're going to look at his clip on Twitter, maybe because they think he's going to say something controversial, but he is not afraid to share his opinion. And the fact that he is kind of advocating for younger players to play in Steve Kerr's lineup, which we all know Kerr likes to play older, this is huge for Dub Nation. Draymond Green loves watching Jonathan Kuminga play right now. And he even spoke on what he could be for this franchise. He said, we've had older guys ride our legs for years. Because we're younger now, we're able to handle that. So now it's his turn, talking about Jonathan Kuminga, and he's going to carry us on. I think that's some maturation process? Oh, I don't like that word, but anyways, that's why you draft a young guy like that with the 7th pick, because the roles will reverse. He's starting to carry us more than we're carrying him. He's handling it with grace and very well, and he's not lying. We have been huge fans of Jonathan Kuminga because he's got 7 straight games with 20-plus points. He is bumping himself up on the points for the Golden State Warriors. He's 3rd right now on that list, averaging 14 points a game. But Klay Thompson's only got 17. I think Jonathan Kuminga could soon be the face of the franchise once this trio has gone and the decade starts over. But it's great to hear Draymond Green has just as much respect for JK as Dub Nation does. So go on ahead and comment down below why or why not you think Jonathan Kuminga is officially making a name for himself in the Bay Area. I have said this before. If Mike Dunleavy trades away Jonathan Kuminga, it will haunt the Warriors. So they think they're going to keep him. So do you think this could be the face of the franchise at some point in the near future after Curry is long gone? Go on ahead and comment why or why not. But here's the kicker. The deadline is approaching, and the #1 player that has been voiced to be the target for trading is Andrew Wiggins. And that's great that Draymond Green has been really instilling his confidence back in him. We know he missed 2 months last season due to some personal reasons that were never issued. So I think it's definitely interesting that Kerr has now seemed to find a way to incorporate Wiggins into the roster, even though he might not be on the Warriors after February 8th. But nonetheless, look at what Draymond has done. The last 5 games since Draymond Green has returned, Wiggins, 18 points per game, nearly 5 rebounds per game. Shooting 61% from the field is insane. 43.8% from the three-point line is even better. And then you've got 81% from the free throw line. Not his best, but I'll take the field goal and three-point percentages all day long. Wiggins is looking like all-star Wiggy, and I'm loving it. And you know what? I might have given this a little bit of a bad take earlier, but I'm going to retract what I said. The Warriors starting lineup of Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, and Jonathan Kuminga does look really good out there on the court. The points per game is the best on the Golden State Warriors, and I think the way that Draymond Green anchors this entire starting 5 is ridiculously good. So overall, give the starting lineup a chance. You can potentially keep Wiggins past the trade deadline and maybe push him off in the offseason if it still doesn't work. But what's the point in playing 5 games with this starting lineup and then trading Andrew Wiggins away? The Warriors should be aiming for the play-in tournament right now. And if you keep that starting 5, I truly think the Warriors could have a good chance at making that. But nonetheless, if anything does happen with Andrew Wiggins or any other Golden State Warrior by the trade deadline, after the trade deadline, or just any news about Dub Nation, I'm going to report about it right here on Warriors Today, and I do not want you guys to miss it. So all you have to do is hit that sub button for me.